Right, what should we do here? Well, very much your decision. I wrote a letter to Stephen Hawking. Would you like to hear it? Fine. On your own heads be it. Okay, it's to Stephen Hawking in Cambridge University. Dear Professor, I know you get lots of letters asking you all sorts of things about the nature of the universe, and I also know you don't have a lot of time on your hands to be answering all of them in great detail. But perhaps this question from my 9-year-old will inspire you a little. He is severely disabled and has similar limitations to you, but equally, he has a great spirit and refuses to give in on a world all too ready to dismiss him as a four-eyed, monotonal, voice-box, wheelchair-bound freak. Anyway, what he'd really like to know is, would you like to come over and play? Now, obviously, when you send a letter like that, you're not expecting a reply. You're certainly not expecting a phone call. But that's what I got. My younger brother Patrick answered the phone and passed it to me. He said it's Stephen Hawking's assistant. I was slightly taken aback. She was inquiring as to the name of my son. Now, the only disability my son has is, tragically, he's fictitious. But as I said, my younger brother Patrick had answered the phone, so I said Patrick. I gave a name, and then she asked about his disabilities, and I, watch a fair amount of daytime TV. I was able to cobble something together. And the reason I did that was not to sort of continue the joke. I just thought, well, she'll be embarrassed on the phone if I say it's just a silly joke. So I thought, well, I don't want to embarrass her. I'll just say it. That'll probably be the end to it. But it wasn't the end to it at all. About 2 weeks later, I received this letter, a lovely letter, and she sent me a biography of Stephen Hawking with a photo. It's not signed. And then about a week after that, I got this letter from Stephen Hawking himself. It's absolutely genuine. I'll read it to you now. Dear Patrick, my assistant, Karen, has sent me a letter from your father who tells me that you've invited me to come over and play. It's very kind of you to send me the invitation, but unfortunately I'm teaching at Caltech in Pasadena until the 1st of May. So I can't take you up on your offer. Even though I am 60, I think it's never too late to play. One of my birthday treats was to go for a balloon ride, and that was really exciting. If you're interested, contact Ian Bentley at Innovative Ballooning. There's the contact details and phone numbers and things. I did contact him, and he'd bought us a balloon ride. I did briefly consider crippling my younger brother to take him off on the offer. The reason I sort of share that with you, ladies and gentlemen, is because, it's all a bit clever, sending people, letters and kind of running away. But that one went horribly wrong. And I also thought it demonstrated that Stephen Hawking is not only a brilliant man, but a brilliant bloke. What a lovely thing to do. Fair enough. Having said that, responding to a letter where you yourself are described as a four-eyed, monotonal, voice-box, wheelchair-bound freak, maybe not that clever. Well, this is the last letter. It's a letter I wrote to HSBC. Anyone back with HSBC? Oh, quite a few of you. All right, this is a letter I wrote to them. Dear Sir or Madam, I really love your latest HSBC commercials, the ones about cultural diversity and the importance of communicative sensitivity in international finance. Having said that, I must take issue with the statement you make that the rudest thing you could do in Thailand was to reveal the soles of your feet. Now, I've been to Thailand in my year off, and I can tell you can do things a lot ruder than that there. A lot ruder. My friend Keith shat in a hooker's mouth for a tenner. I just wanted to let you know in case you were thinking about doing another ad. About Holland or something. My girlfriend said she wanted me to tease her. I said, all right, fatty. Things don't always work out the way you think. I always thought it was going to be my mum that would catch me masturbating. Think you're shocked, imagine my surprise. According to official statistics, 1/3 of all accidents in the workplace go unreported. How on earth do they know? When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend, and I used to think that he went everywhere with me, and that I could talk to him and he could hear me, and that he could grant me wishes and stuff. And then I grew up, and I stopped going to church. Well, that seems to have divided the room somewhat. There's two distinct groups there. There's people that thought that was funny, and then there's a larger group who will be going to heaven. While we're on the subject of religion, I imagine there's quite a few people in here that go to Mass or wherever Protestants go. Hell, I'd imagine, I don't know. Have you all seen the new Mel Gibson film? The Passion of the Christ. It's upset an awful lot of Christians. They're up in arms about it. He's made a film about the life of Christ, but he's tacked on this silly Hollywood ending where the hero comes back at the end. Does she love the little baby Jesus, or does she love the little baby Jesus or not? She's going for a wee. Is it a wee or a poo? Should we time her? It's always a bit embarrassing, isn't it? When people say they hear voices in their heads, as opposed to where exactly? Hearing voices in your legs. That's properly mental. I saw an advert for adult literacy classes in the newspaper.